All right, so when I first did an Ally accessibility score on my document, my artifact that I'm going to be using for Project 1, I got a score of 51%, and that was based upon some text that I had that didn't differentiate color, as well as some heading, the lack of headings. So I made some changes to my original document. You can see on the left is my original document, and on the right is my modified, more accessible document. I took out the red block of text, and instead I added some instructions on, they were red because it was important information. Instead I added some instructions on what the hyperlinks meant. There are hyperlinks in each one of the steps in the original document, and I was trying to highlight the fact that those hyperlinks were there. So instead I put some language in the revised document that has an icon with a video start or a video play icon, and I added that icon to each one of the individual steps. Another thing that I saw was that I was using color in order to highlight important functionality again. In each one of the individual steps I had color, and so I changed my bullet list to a numbered list in order to convey an importance of each one of the individual steps. And I took the color out for those readers who might be color challenged. I also created a Canvas page so that the viewer of the document can access the individual Canvas pages. So I created a Canvas page that I referenced in the document that includes links to all of those videos, and once again I use that same icon so that they know, even if they can't tell the color of a hyperlink, then they can tell that these are hyperlinks themselves. I also had some bolding in some of the text. For instance, up here on section 1, I had some important information that was in bolded. Instead, what I did is I added it as step 1, as the first of the numbered lists under the step, in order for them to know that this is the place that they would want to start. Another one of the features to make it more accessible was font size. So if you'll notice, there is a difference between the font size in the two documents. So the first font was 10.5 points. When I modified the document, I expanded or increased the font size to 12, and then I also added white space between each one of the individual steps to kind of space it out for the people who might be visually impaired. I made sure that they were sans serif fonts. It had originally begun as a sans serif font, but I made sure that it stayed as a font that didn't have any serifs or little tails on them. The second part of the Ally score that I received also said that there were no section headings. And so I put some sections headings, first of all, on the title up here, and then in order to show a flow of the document, I put a heading on group work and a heading on where the work begins for the software development document. Another one of the accessibility things, each one of these steps has a hyperlink to a video. At the moment, those videos don't have closed captioning, but I'm going to be adding, over time, adding closed captionings to each one of those videos. My original document also makes reference to some tools that the user can use. Here's an example of a couple in step 6. There's a couple of examples of some online tools that the student can use. And I even tell them that they can get free access by going to their Weber account. For the purposes here, I've actually created another icon that is an internet link. And of course, the description of those internet links are up here at the very beginning, where I told them that they can look for either a play video symbol or an internet link symbol. And there are several different places where I reference these links to places on the internet. I also created a Canvas page that will refer them to instructions. Instead of just telling them they can get it for free, I created a Canvas page where they can, with details on how to get those items for free. Unfortunately, Microsoft Visio is one of the tools that they could use to create digital artifacts. And while the university, Weber State University, Computer Science Department offers that for free. Utah State University CS Department and Electrical and Computer Engineering also allow access free to those software tools, but the college or the engineering education and the engineering department itself do not. Because on the very last step, I required one of the group of students who is going to be working on this document to pull all of the artifacts together into a single document. I have actually created a Canvas page, which I made reference to in the original document, a Canvas page with some more detailed explanation on how to do that. Instead of assuming they know how to insert images into a Word document, I created a document explicitly telling them how to do that. And then I made reference to where that Canvas page was. I cannot link directly to Canvas pages from this document, but I can link to those pages from a Canvas assignment. So those are the changes that I have made to my document, and when I did that, it increased my accessibility score to 100%.